Hi everyone, welcome back to another one of my cryptocurrency update videos, and today of course I'll be covering Vechain, and I'm starting off with the daily this time. So as I've said in my previous videos, we've been in this, we were in this rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, and the target is always at the bottom of the wedge here. As you can see, we've broken out of this wedge now, and we have failed to hold this weekly support line here. We broke below, came back above, and then broke below and retesting it now as resistance. Okay, so that's one sign that we could be coming either to this line or ultimately to back to the target here. Also, when you're in a wedge, you always come back and you have like mini targets, which are like the lows here, and as you can see, we've hit the first target of that as well. However, we have not come back up to test the 20 moving average yet as resistance. So what could happen is we could come back up and test the 20 moving average, and then we could roll over down to the target down here, which is at the weekly support also. And also another thing as well, I'm just going to zoom in because it's not all doom and gloom. Of course, we are also in this falling wedge here, and a falling wedge is a bullish pattern. As we can see, we have broken out of this pattern now with a target at the top of the wedge, but we have broken out of this pattern now. So what could happen is we could head up to the 20 moving average here, and if we do, we could break above, use it as support, and then in my opinion that would take us to the 55 EMA. While we are on the daily time frame, I'm going to add some Fibonacci's, so I'm going to zoom out again. Okay, and then what we want when we add the fibs, we want to go, click this one here, and you want to go from the swing low, so exactly on the wick, to the swing high, exactly on the top of the wick there. And what I'd like to see, if we were to confirm that we are going to be heading back up, I'd like to see us come up here and hold the 0.618 as support, which the 20 moving average may come down and line up with that as well. So that's two confirmations there. However, we could on the flip side, we could hit the 0.618, use it as a resistance, which would bring us down to around the 1 fib level, which lines up pretty much with our bottom of the rising wedge as well. So yeah, we could come up, hold here, either the weekly support here or come down to the 1 fib level here, and I think that, in my opinion, that's the lowest we would come. Of course, it's always a possibility that we could lose the 1, which would then take us to the 1.618, which is unlikely, in my opinion. I think that's pretty unlikely and won't happen. But for the upside, again, just going to say that again, I want to see the 0.618 hold, and then we can kind of work our way back up the fibs and the 55 EMA. So that's for the daily time frame. And finally, moving on, I'm just going to cover the 4-hour time frame. So let's jump into the chart. As I said before, we have broken out of this falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern here. We've broken out, come back down to retest that support line here, and now we've come back above, tested the 55 EMA, broken below the 20 EMA, and that's why I think, in my opinion, we may come down to this support line here and retest in the bottom of the falling wedge as well, which is not a bad sign because, as you can see, support really strong, so we hopefully will hold up here. Another thing I noticed is that we are showing an M pattern here, which I think is going to be a short-term pattern, but to get a target for this, you just want to measure the neckline, draw a little line there just to help you out, and then you just go from the body down to that neckline, drag that line drag that line to the breakout, and this would be your technical target for that little M pattern there, which doesn't go too much below this support line here. We could come and hit this and then wick back up above this support line here, which would be, again, good signs. It's obviously a short-term down, however, it could just be for a pull back down to then reverse to go back up, so it's not all bad signs. Okay, that's just what I'm seeing on the charts right now. So let's add some fibs to see where that takes us. So I'm going to go from this wick here. Oh my god, that's not a fib, sorry. Directly on there, take it up directly onto the top of the wick there to make it as accurate as possible. So we have lost 0.618, so ultimately I do believe that we could come down to the 1 fib level, which lines up with this support, and again we could come down, wick back up and hold the 1 as support. If we didn't hold this 1 as support, we'd ultimately go to the 1.618, which is at 0.66 cent for Vechain. And I think in my previous videos, this was around, another target I had was around this level here. So it's not impossible because we could be filling in this big wick here. I don't think we'd be going any lower than that for Vechain, but that is a target as well if we lose the 1. Only if we lose the 1 and you test it as resistance, then we'd be heading to the 1618, as I said, at 0.66 cent. However, if we do just come and hit this target and come back above the 0.618, or even now come back above and hold that as support, holding this neckline again, that would be good signs for continuation, coming above the 5, which is also at that yellow line, which is a really strong weekly support line, and that would then be above the 20 moving average as well. So more signs to me that we are going to be eventually going up rather than down to this 1618. So I'm just going to add some fibs the opposite way now. And for these fibs, you want to come from the top here, directly on the wick, bring it right down to this bottom wick, just here, because we've got a top and we've got a bottom, swing high to swing low for the fibs here. Okay, and as I said before, when you're in a rising wedge, you have targets on the way down, and exactly the same with the falling wedge, you have targets on the way up. So this would be our first target, which we hit exactly to the cent for Vechain, which is brilliant. So we could just now be having a little relief down, hitting this technical target or the zero bottom here at this support, and then we're working our way back up the fibs. And the 0.618 lines up exactly with this first target as well. So what I'd like to see is us come back above here, because 0.618 is a very strong level on the fibs, very strong support level. So I'd like to see us coming up, holding that support. Our next target is this one here. So what we could see, once we've come above the 0.618, we could rally up, hitting this new target here. Then we could either relieve down to the 0.786. If we did lose this, I think worst case would just come back down here to test the 0.618 again before heading back up. Finally, our next target lines up exactly with the 1 fib level. And as I've said in all my videos, once we've come to the 0.618, broken above, held that support, ultimately we'll be heading up to the 1, which is another sign of confirmation, good confluence that this could be a possibility, a strong possibility for Vechain. So we could come to hit this level, the 1 fib level. We could relieve back down to either this target or to the 786, coming back above, holding this key level as support again. And as I always say, once you've hit the 1 and broken above, holding it as support, you'll then be going to the 1618, which takes us up to 11 cent. That would be fantastic, of course. But I don't know what's exactly going to happen in the charts. It does all come down to Bitcoin again. So we need to see how Bitcoin plays out, how this week plays out. But I have given us targets for the down, we use the fibs, and I've given us targets for the top, for the upside as well. So I'm not bearish, I'm not bullish, I'm just reading the charts, telling you what I see. I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for getting me to 40 subscribers. I'm just so excited about that. I know it's not a lot, but it is a big achievement for me. Follow me over on Twitter at bitbay_crypto, because if I'm not posting on YouTube, I am posting on there just to keep you updated with what's going on. And like this video, comment, leave your opinions down below, what you think of the video, love to hear, and subscribe to my channel. And that's it for today, guys, for Vechain. So thank you for watching, bye.